Right, well, repetitive behaviors, avoiding eye contact, and no response to hearing their name, these are just some of the signs that your child may be autistic. Dr. Sabrina Danshar says autism affects 1 out of 50 children, and you can help research efforts by putting on your walking shoes this Saturday. Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us about the walk and why this is important for folks to get involved in this for children.
Well, there's a really great event being put on tomorrow at Mission Bay Park, specifically De Anza Cove. It's a national organization called Autism Speaks. It's going to be people walking for autism, increasing awareness. There's going to be booths, entertainment, food, child-friendly activities, really just to get the word out there. Like you mentioned, 1 in 150 children are being diagnosed with autism, so we really need to get increased awareness.
And what are some of the early signs that parents can look for?
There are definitely some kind of warning signs or red flags that parents can be looking for in their young children, specifically in the areas of communication and social skills. So in infants, infants should be babbling around 9, 12 months of age. They should be saying their first words around 14 to 16 months, putting 2 words together by 24 months. In children that are red flagged for autism, they're not doing any of these things. They're not learning to speak. They're also not doing typical things non-verbally, so showing, coming to the parents, showing things, pointing, waving. These are all things to look for by 12 months. And if your child is not exhibiting those communication abilities, so it's definitely a red flag for you.
And as adults, some of us have a little bit of that obsessive-compulsive disorder type of thing where we repeat activities and mannerisms and that sort of thing. But children wouldn't normally do that unless they possibly have some sort of brain disorder. Is that right?
There's no medical test for autism, so the way we diagnose autism is through behavioral observation. So it's not one specific thing we're looking for, it's a cluster of symptoms in all different domains, like I mentioned. So the communication deficits, social skills deficits, and then the presence of the repetitive behaviors, like you mentioned. So children with autism will do unusual, atypical things. They might spin in circles, they'll flap their hands. So these are pretty unusual things. We all have a little bit of, OCD-type behaviors, but these are more extreme in children with autism.
Is this one of those illnesses that it's important to diagnose early?
That's a really great question. Researchers are really moving towards early identification. It's critical that we get these kids as soon as possible. Right now, researchers are really trying to make sure pediatricians are screening kids from 0 to 36 months, really trying to identify children with autism or at risk for autism around 18 to 24 months. Usually by 36 months, it's a stable diagnosis.
And what are some of the treatments if they are diagnosed early?
The most effective proven treatment is applied behavior analysis, basically behavioral therapy. So teaching the child appropriate behaviors, replacing their inappropriate behaviors. What we do at Autism Spectrum Therapies is really try and motivate the children to learn. Another important factor regarding treatment is really including families into treatment and therapy, and embedding treatment throughout the child's entire day, so making every opportunity a learning opportunity.
So when you say incorporate the families, it's important that if parents do have a child with autism, that they can teach them new behaviors. Is that right? Is that what the parent would learn? Exactly.
So the therapy usually starts off with a therapist working with the child one-on-one, but it's not realistic for the therapist to be there 40 hours a week with the child. So we really want the parent and the whole entire family to be part of the treatment and part of the training, and give them tools and strategies, how to work with their child, what to look for, what skills to teach them, embed training and teaching throughout the child's entire day.
Now, a lot of children are being overdiagnosed now with hyperactivity disorder and that sort of thing. Should parents be really worried if they see that they've got, somewhat of an overactive or hyperactive child? Is that a sign that it could be autism?
Some children with autism do tend to exhibit high levels of energy and impulsivity and hyperactivity. I would just encourage parents to really educate themselves, to go online, go to the Autism Speaks website, go to our company, autismtherapies.com, for information about autism, really advocate, make sure you're aware of what's going on with your child.
Okay, and again, the walk is this Saturday, September 26th, from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.?
So about 1 p.m. at Mission Bay Park, yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for being with us, Doctor.
Thank you so much.
All right, well, for more information, you can also go to san diego6.com.